The observation deck of the Resolute Dawn hummed with the quiet energy of a ship holding its breath. Beyond the reinforced viewport, the Kelrath Armada hung in space like a swarm of metallic predators, their bioluminescent hulls pulsing with hostile intent. Bella stood with her arms crossed, her widow's black stark against the sterile white of the bulkhead. The mourning band on her sleeve had faded from 3 years of wear, but she wore it still. Commander Marcus Chen had died out here in this very sector, trying to negotiate peace with the Kelrath. They'd returned his body in pieces. "You're staring again, pilot," she said without turning around. Connaught jerked his gaze away, heat flooding his young face. At 22, he was the youngest ace in the human fleet, but around Bella he felt like a cadet on his first day. I was just wondering what's inside the spacesuit." Bella's lips curved into something that wasn't quite a smile. "They all do." She turned to face him, and Connaught forced himself to meet her eyes. Dark, calculating, holding depths of experience he couldn't fathom. Bella was humanity's finest xenobiologist and the fleet's most unconventional strategist. She'd earned her reputation the hard way. "The Kelrath won't negotiate," Connaught said, desperate to redirect the conversation to safer ground. "Their war chorus has been broadcasting for 6 hours. Admiral wants you on the tactical bridge." "The Admiral wants me to tell him what humanity always wants to hear," Bella replied, moving toward the corridor. "That we can fight our way out. That our weapons are superior. That human ingenuity will prevail." She paused at the doorway. "Walk with me, pilot. I want to show you something." Connaught fell into step beside her, acutely aware of how her suit seemed to shift and adjust with her movements. Not the rigid armor of a soldier, but something more fluid, more alive. They'd all heard the rumors about Bella's modifications, about what she'd done to survive the Kelrath interrogation chambers after they'd captured her research station. They descended 3 levels to the xenobiology lab. The space was dim, lit only by the bioluminescent tanks lining the walls. Inside each one, Kelrath organisms floated in suspension, symbiotes, parasites, fragments of their bizarre biology. "Do you know why humans terrify the Kelrath?" Bella asked, her fingers dancing across a control panel. "Because we're aggressive, adaptable, we don't back down." "No." She pulled up a holographic display showing human and Kelrath physiology side by side. "Because we're the only species in the galaxy that willingly integrates foreign biology into ourselves. Organ transplants, blood transfusions, prosthetics, gene therapy. We've been doing it for centuries." Connaught stared at the display, beginning to understand. "The Kelrath are a symbiotic species," Bella continued. "Their entire civilization is built on biological hierarchy. The host forms, the pilot symbionts, the colony minds. They cannot comprehend a species that chooses its own biological modifications. To them we are abominations, impossibilities." She touched a control and her suit rippled. The surface became translucent, revealing the network of bioluminescent pathways beneath. Kelrath neural tissue, integrated into her human biology. Connaught's breath caught. "During the interrogation, they tried to make me one of them," Bella said quietly. "They inserted their control symbionts, expecting me to become another drone in their collective. But human biology doesn't submit, it adapts. It conquers." "You turned their own weapons against them," Connaught whispered. "I did what humanity has always done. I survived. I changed. I became something new." She met his eyes. "The Kelrath fear us because we're not just warriors or diplomats or scientists. We're evolution itself, conscious and deliberate." An alert screamed through the ship. The Kelrath Armada was moving, weapons charging. Bella's expression hardened. "Come, it's time to show them why humanity doesn't need to be the strongest species in the galaxy." Her suit solidified back to opacity. But now Connaught could see it differently. Not as protection, but as weapon. "We just need to be the most adaptable." On the tactical bridge, Admiral Kowalski looked up as they entered. "Bella, they're not responding to hails. We need options." "I have one," she said, her voice carrying across the bridge. "Open a channel. All frequencies. I'll speak to them in a language they can't ignore." She stepped before the communications array, and her suit began to glow with the same bioluminescent patterns as the Kelrath ships. When she spoke, her voice carried harmonic overtones that made everyone's teeth ache, the war chorus of the Kelrath perfectly replicated. But the words were human, defiant, unbreakable. "We are humanity. We do not submit. We do not integrate into your collective. We are the species that chooses its own evolution, that reshapes itself with every generation. You cannot conquer what refuses to remain conquered. You cannot assimilate what transforms your very weapons into tools of resistance. The Kelrath Armada's bioluminescence flickered, patterns disrupting. Retreat now, Bella continued, or learn what humanity does to those who try to make us something we're not. We'll take your symbionts, your technology, your very biology, and we'll make it ours. Because that's what we do. That's what we've always done. The silence stretched for 10 heartbeats, 20. Then the Kelrath ships began to turn, their formation breaking apart as they retreated into the dark. Bella's suit faded back to black. She turned to Kanat, and this time her smile reached her eyes. Still wondering what's inside the spacesuit, pilot? Kanat straightened, understanding finally dawning. No, ma'am. I'm wondering what's inside the woman. Same thing that's inside every human, Bella replied. The absolute refusal to let the universe tell us what we are. The resolute Dawn sailed on, carrying humanity's greatest strength, not in its weapons or its ships, but in its endless capacity to adapt, to change, to become whatever survival demanded. And the Kelrath fled before them,